Well, howdy, folks. Who has the right to sacrifice another's life? I believe only yourself. You yourself have the right to decide to sacrifice your life. Now, that type of thinking does not fit in with the military. And since the military is controlled or owned, if you want to call it that, but it's of the government, which means the government itself takes the responsibility upon itself to decide to sacrifice life, your life, someone else's life. They take that decision away from you. And they do sacrifice people's lives. I not only feel this is absolutely wrong, but evil as well. The government will sacrifice your life in time of war. And what's the justification behind a war? What justification does your country have to go to war other than being attacked, say invaded and attacked by another country? But how many wars has the United States been in which truly fit that description in the last 60 years? Virtually none. And how many wars have we had in the last 60 years? All kinds of wars. And the government, through the military, has sacrificed thousands upon thousands of human lives. In the current war, I guess we're over 3,000 lives now. 3,000 dead people whose lives were terminated either directly or indirectly because of decisions made by the military and or the government. I guess some of the deaths were through accidents and mishaps and mistakes and whatnot. But I believe only you can decide if you would sacrifice your life. In the blink of an eye, you may make a decision where your life is sacrificed. There's a burning building. You know someone's inside. You may hear somebody screaming. Maybe it sounds like there's a kid inside there screaming, "Help, help!" And without giving it much thought, you go into the building and try to get that person. Maybe you come out with the person who saved their life, and you're thought of as being a hero. Maybe you went inside, and in the process of trying to save that person, you wind up dying yourself. And that was a decision you made that sacrificed your own life. So, what kind of people would take away that decision, your own decision, to sacrifice your life, and they are going to decide to sacrifice your life? We don't go into any war without lives being sacrificed. It's the nature of war. So many of those dead people, say soldiers, military people, how many of those people actually made a conscious decision, I will now sacrifice my life in the course of this battle they're in, or whatever they're doing that causes them to die? Probably not too many. It's everyone's goal to stay alive, but they die just the same. And this is thought of as being heroic and being patriotic. I believe if we all started thinking about how important our lives were, this once and done deal we have, that we could totally lessen the wars that exist on the planet and just appreciate life. I appreciate my life. It would have to be like an emergency situation where I just came up with this idea that I had to do something. And then I did it. And maybe in the process I died. But that was my decision. When other people decide to sacrifice you, that is, I just believe that is evil. That is evil. Imagine a group of people where they take a vote on the sacrifice, or if it's not a vote, they mutually decide that so-and-so will be the one that goes and does something, risking their life, potentially, or possibly, maybe even probably, dying in the process. If this decision is not given to the person who's actually going to do it, well, will you do it? And they say, yes, I'll do it. I'll take the chance that I'm going to sacrifice my life. The military isn't like that, is it? You follow orders. Sacrifice your life. Yes, sir. Whichever hand it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I will sacrifice my life because you, my commanding officer, has told me to do this. And I am nothing but a peon in this whole matter. I'm here to be sacrificed. I don't agree with this. This is the nature of the beast. Now, the people that accept this nature and maybe even agree with it, I say, well, that's your decision about your life then. What happens if a majority of people believe in this? That it's up to the military to decide to sacrifice people. It's part of the nature of the beast. And the majority of people say, we accept that. We not only accept it, we expect it from each other, that we're all willing to sacrifice when asked to. What right do people give themselves, demand of themselves, to make this decision for everybody? This is what goes on with the military, with the government. Small groups of people make decisions affecting the lives of the majority. People will argue that, say, with the government, say in a democracy, that these are elected officials, are chosen by the people, and if they make these decisions, that somehow it's the will of the American people that someone sacrifices their life. I believe this is false. And even if it was true, I denounce the power that these people take upon themselves to decide about my life. I totally deny their right to believe they have the right to sacrifice you or me. I don't want to sound perfectly selfish just talking about myself. I'm referring to you as well. I believe that life is absolutely the most important thing there is. Without life, the universe is meaningless.